Hey Cameron, there are good reasons to encourage people to eat a more plant-based diet, be that vegan, vegetarian, or just eating less meat in general. Although that is a point of the video, it's not the main point of the video. Misinformation bothers me, both outright lies and misleading people. And it bothers me even more when people use misinformation to advance an otherwise noble cause. An example of this pertaining to our topic today is when people say that humans are either frugivores or herbivores, and then using some sort of misinformation to support this. So to start, there are valid reasons to support veganism. Plant production is generally better for the environment and has a lower environmental impact than meat production. Concerns for animal welfare and our factory farming model, which is necessary to provide the amount of meat needed for the demand. And eating a large amount of meat, specifically meats that are pretty high in fat, can lead to obesity and other health issues. And these are all legitimate claims that stand up to scrutiny. But many claims that are made do not hold up to that same scrutiny. For example, I've seen people claiming that meat has less energy than other foods, which is just wrong. One reason to encourage people to cut back on meat is because a lot of people consume a calorie surplus, calories being essentially energy units, and meat tends to be higher in calories than plant matter. It would be more accurate to say that it's generally less efficient to produce each calorie in meat, meaning it takes more resources to produce 100 calories of beef than 100 calories of bread. I do want to take time to compare environmental impact per calorie of various foods, especially since a lot of resources that I found essentially just compare per kilogram instead of per calorie. But that's a project for a later video. Back to efficiency though, a lot of meat sources are more efficient to produce than beef, and plants likewise can vary in the resources required to produce them. There are instances where the resources required to produce a certain type of meat are less than the resources to produce certain plant foods. But generally, meat uses more resources per calorie produced. Another misleading argument is people trying to point to our closest living relatives, the great apes, and the fact that they are all some variation of herbivorous. One thing that deniers of human evolution don't believe is that we came from chimpanzees, which is good because we didn't. Even though the chimpanzees are our closest living relative, it's estimated that our most recent common ancestor with them was about 12 million years ago. So the human lineage and the chimpanzee lineage have been evolving independently for about 12 million years. And because that is just not appropriate to assume that humans should share a particular trait with chimpanzees just because we're related. Scientists have found evidence of early human ancestors eating meat about 2 million years ago, and Homo sapien, our species, has been around for about 250,000 years. So it appears that we've had meat as part of our diet for our entire existence as a species. Some people like to point out that humans don't hunt like many carnivores, but not all animals hunt the same. Snakes hunt solo, lions tend to eat prey that is too big for a single lion to take down, so they hunt in packs, as do hyenas, and based on the evidence, same with people. Some scientists hypothesize that we didn't need to evolve high speeds, large canines with high bite forces, because we used tools, group hunting, and had generally better endurance than a lot of the animals we were hunting. Simply, there isn't evidence supporting humans evolving as an animal that ate little to no meat. Likewise, there isn't evidence that we evolved eating mostly meat. Our diet is about balance. Does this mean that meat is necessary for a healthy diet today? No. You could be a very healthy adult eating a vegan diet. Just make sure that you supplement with things like B12 and omega-3s, which we don't get from plant sources. I specify adults because kids have different nutritional requirements. And I won't recommend putting kids on a vegan diet until we have a robust body of evidence demonstrating that it does not negatively impact their long-term development. I think our best course of action is encouraging people to eat less meat, support local farmers, and eat more efficient meat sources like rabbit and chicken. There are many reasons to advocate for veganism, but advocates should use real facts, because in the long run, misinformation leads to distrust of the movement and decreases its rate of success.